One of the few hip-hop producers to cross into the mainstream, Pharrell is one of the most influential producers of this generation. Not only did he help hip-hop become the biggest genre in the world, but he did this in his own way, with his own unique style. But how does he do this? What does Pharrell do with his beats that make them so unique? Today we're going to uncover this by analyzing his beats and breaking down 3 core ideas that he uses in his production that you can use to improve your own beats too. But before we get started, if you got a second, please do hit like and subscribe, it really does help me out. And leave a comment down below, let me know which producer you want to see a video like this on next. So let's start off with number 1. There was a recent conversation between Pharrell and Kenny Beats where they talked about music production, and Pharrell said something really interesting that jumped out to me. Pharrell was asked about his approach when making beats for rappers, and take a listen to what he said.
I was pretending that I was Primo.
Now this confused me at first. Pharrell and DJ Premier sound nothing alike. For example, here's a DJ Premier beat, which is far different than how a Pharrell beat sounds. So what is Pharrell talking about here? What style or technique was he influenced by? When I listened closely and compared their 2 styles, that's when I started to notice something similar. I want you to listen to these beats again, but focus on how these loops are constructed and see if you can notice a similarity. Both of these loops are constructed in a way where there's a particularly unique sound in it, but that sound comes in and out. It doesn't play constantly. In the beat by DJ Premier, that bouncy string jumps out to me as the unique sound in this loop, but it's not like the entirety of the beat is just that bouncy string playing over and over again. It comes and goes throughout the entire loop. And in this beat by Pharrell, that strange synth sound is used the exact same way. It also comes in and out throughout the entire beats loop. And this is an approach to beat making that Pharrell uses often in his beats, and it's what many producers actually overlook. When you find a sound or a sample or a preset that you really like, it can be tempting to just make a whole beat out of it, to create this huge complex pattern where that sound is constantly playing throughout the entire loop. But if you instead approach your loop differently and only use that sound sparingly, it can help that sound start to feel more special in your beat. You can see in this loop that I've built that uses this exact same approach, this unique sound only appears during part of my loop. In fact, I constructed the entire loop this way. There's just a lot of sounds in here that only show up a few times, or even just once during this entire 2-bar loop. This helps create context where now these sounds start to jump out to the listener and catch their attention because of how rarely they're being used. So the next time you're making a beat and you stumble upon a really cool, unique sound, rethink how you use it. By using it less often, you can help make that texture sound more special. Which brings me to my next tip. I think one of Pharrell's most innovative production techniques is how he uses sounds in a way that no other producers do. For example, take a listen to What It Is by Busta Rhymes. Most producers use percussion as a way to fill up space in their beat. They're used as an afterthought, a tool used at the end of the beat building process. But the way Pharrell uses them is just often different. Instead of using percussion to just fill up space, Pharrell is using percussion as the starting sound, the central idea in his beat. Not only that, he uses them in this way where he creates a musical pattern with them. And this is such a great way to push yourself to rethink how you use sounds. Right now, you might start your beat the exact same way as everyone else, using the exact same types of sounds. But by forcing yourself to start your beat by using sounds that you might typically end with, and push yourself to use them differently, you'll start to have to rethink your production choices, which can get you some really unique results. So here, let's take this plain, straightforward percussion sound. I'll show you a helpful tip that I personally like to use. If you have a sound that's a bit weak and thin like I do here, what I like to do is use a repitching plugin. Then I set it so the sound gets repitched down an entire octave. And then I control the mix so I get both the high pitch and the low pitch version in one. That way the sound takes up more frequency spectrum and just doesn't sound as thin. Next, we're going to forego using the channel rack like you might usually do when you use percussion, and we'll use the piano roll to create an actual musical pattern with this sound. And we can use this exact same approach with lots of different types of percussion sounds, like toms for example. Toms rarely get used in hip-hop beats, but with these types of heavy percussive beats, they can be a great way to introduce a unique bass into your beat. Let's grab another tom, a mid-tom, to sit in a different frequency region. Now we have this unconventional beat idea that just relies on percussion as the starting sounds. But even when Pharrell does use conventional sounds for his beats, we can hear that his approach is still unconventional. For example, if you watch YouTube tutorials on beat making, there's no shortage of videos showing you how to make guitar type beats. And if you know me, you know how much I hate guitar type beats. But Pharrell was one of the earlier hip hop producers whose beats had a focus on using guitars, but his approach was far different than what we have now. For example, with today's guitar type beats, there's an emphasis on making guitars sound authentic and real by using expensive plugins. And the way these guitar patterns are programmed are really melodic and detailed. This is the approach to using guitars in the current era of producing. But take a listen to how Pharrell uses guitars in his beats, for example, in Knock Yourself Out by Jadakiss.
Take so long to get to the front once I missed probation. I hate to brag, I know your man really wouldn't like to.
Here we have almost the opposite approach to how guitars are used nowadays. For one, he uses this extremely dry, plucky guitar. It has little to no reverb on it, which makes it sound almost unnatural. And if you're looking for these types of guitars for your beats, the good news is that you don't really need to buy expensive guitar plugins. In fact, using cheaper plugins might be a better place to find these. And when you listen to how Pharrell programs many of his guitar patterns, it's often just the same 2 or 3 notes played in a very rhythmic fashion. So you can see it's interesting how Pharrell takes rhythmic sounds such as percussion and uses them to create musical patterns, and he takes musical sounds like guitars and uses them to create highly rhythmic patterns in his beats. Overall, I think this is a big lesson from Pharrell that you can start to use in your beats. Rethink how you use sounds and break convention. Only then can you achieve what we all truly want out of life, to be able to wear gigantic hats. If you've enjoyed this video, I do have a similar video showing up next to me on Kanye West's ideas that he uses in his beats, so you can check that out. If not, no worries at all. Please do leave a comment, let me know which producer you want to see next, and I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you next time.